Wait, before you skip this, I need you to listen carefully. Because right now, there's something you're worried about, isn't there? Something that's been living in your mind rent-free. Something you've been thinking about every single day, maybe even every single hour. The moment you wake up, you think about it. Before you fall asleep, you think about it. In the middle of conversations, your mind goes back to it. And no matter how hard you try to distract yourself, the worry keeps returning. So let me ask you something. How much peace has all that worrying given you? Has it solved the problem? Has it changed the future? Has it brought your answer any faster? No, it's only made your heart tired. And maybe that's exactly why you're listening to this right now. Because your heart needs a reminder. A reminder that you're carrying a burden Allah never asked you to carry. You see, planning is your responsibility. Effort is your responsibility. Making dua is your responsibility. But controlling the outcome? That belongs to Allah. Yet so many of us spend our days trying to do Allah's part. Trying to control what happens next. Trying to predict the future. Trying to figure everything out, and when we can't, we worry. We overthink. We panic. We lose sleep. We lose peace. Listen carefully. What if the thing you're worried about is already being taken care of? What if while you're stressing, Allah is arranging? What if while you're crying, Allah is preparing? What if while you're asking, how will this happen? Allah has already written the answer. Think about your life for a moment. Seriously, think back. Remember that problem you thought would destroy you? That heartbreak you thought you'd never recover from? That situation that made you cry for weeks, months, maybe even years? You survived it. You made it through. Not because you were strong enough, not because you had all the answers, but because Allah carried you through it. And if Allah carried you through that, why are you doubting Him now? Why are you acting as if this problem is somehow bigger than Allah? Listen, your problem has a size. Allah doesn't. Your struggle has limits. Allah doesn't. Your situation has an end. Allah doesn't. So why are you measuring your future by your fear instead of Allah's power? Maybe you're worried because the answer hasn't come yet. You've made dua. You've waited. You've cried. You've trusted. And still, nothing seems to be changing. And now your heart is whispering things like, maybe it's never going to happen. Maybe I should just give up. Maybe it's too late. But what if you're standing closer to your answer than you've ever been before? What if the thing you've been praying for is only one moment away? One day away? No, one decree away? One kun fayakun away? You don't know. And that's the point. Because Allah didn't ask you to know. He asked you to trust. You see, if Allah showed you today exactly how everything would work out, you wouldn't need faith, you wouldn't need patience, you wouldn't need tawakkul. But sometimes Allah keeps the future hidden because He wants your heart attached to Him, not attached to outcomes. And maybe right now that's what Allah is teaching you. To trust Him when you can't see, to believe when you don't understand, to hope when everything feels uncertain. And I know that's hard. I know. Because waiting is hard. Not knowing is hard. Watching everyone else get what you want is hard. Feeling stuck is hard. But do you know what's harder? Looking back one day and realizing you spent months, maybe years, worrying about something Allah had already planned to take care of. Imagine that. Imagine reaching your destination, receiving your blessing, seeing your dua answered, and then realizing how much time you wasted worrying. How many nights you lost sleep. How many tears you cried. How many times you thought the worst. Only to discover that Allah had everything under control the entire time. Because that's the thing about Allah's plan. It often makes sense after, not before. And maybe right now your story's still in the middle. You're judging the entire book from one chapter. You're looking at one page and assuming you know how the story ends. But Allah is the author. He sees every page, every chapter, every ending. And if Allah is writing your story, then why are you so afraid? So take a deep breath, not because your problems disappeared, but because Allah is still with you. The same Allah who protected you yesterday will protect you tomorrow. The same Allah who answered your du'as before can answer them again. The same Allah who opened impossible doors in the past can open impossible doors in the future. Nothing has changed. Allah is still Allah. And maybe that's what your heart needed to hear today. So stop worrying, not because your situation is small, but because your Lord is greater. Stop worrying, not because you know what's coming, but because Allah does. Stop worrying, not because everything is perfect, but because Allah's plan is. And maybe, just maybe, the thing you've been crying about, the thing you've been begging Allah for, the thing you've been losing sleep over, is much closer than you think, closer than your fears tell you, closer than your doubts tell you, closer than your worries tell you. So hold on, keep making dua, keep trusting, keep walking forward, because one day you'll look back at this moment and smile, and you'll realize that while you were worrying, Allah was already preparing everything.